Today I'm going to feed my sourdough and make bread. To start, I need unbleached flour, water, and my sourdough starter. Then 4 bowls, 1 large and 3 small, and finally a gram scale. Take the sourdough starter, pouring into a bowl to measure the volume of the low viscosity dough will fall. This is called discard, which is what I use to make bread. The high viscosity dough remains behind in the original container, which is called the mother. For now, let's focus on the discard portion. Measuring the discard, not including the weight of the bowl, I have 200 grams of sourdough. So I'll then measure out 200 grams of flour, then 200 grams of water. Feeding sourdough by weight is crucial. By measuring with weight, it ensures a smooth, even texture. After all, 200 grams of water looks much different than 200 grams of flour. For the next step on bread making, I'll start by using a big bowl. Add some salt here. I ball it because it tends to be a different weight every time I make bread. I grind up enough salt to gently coat the surface. I'm using 1/4 cup here to scoop in flour. Again, the volume changes each time based on how much discard was poured off at the beginning. So, scoop in enough flour until the dough forms a nice consistency for making bread. Now, the fun part. I'm going to use my hands to finish off the dough. In doing so, I'm ensuring everything is mixed well. There are no overly sticky bits of the dough, and I'm going to form a ball. At this stage, the dough is covered and set aside for 1 hour. Do you remember back to the beginning? We still have to take care of the mother. I'm scraping the sides, pushing down all the dough to ensure an even distribution for accurate weight. I already know the weight of this empty container, so I'm weighing the total grams of container and mother. Then subtracting the difference, leaving me with 150 grams of sourdough. Once again, I'm measuring out 150 grams of water. Then 150 grams of flour. Mixing all together in mother's container until a smooth, even texture is formed. Once the dough looks smooth, congratulations! The sourdough starter is now fed and happy. It will go through a cycle lasting 7 to 14 days, rising to a maximum height, then falling, which is why it's crucial to leave an opening in your container for venting. Once it has fallen, it will be time to feed it again. Hello! Back to our bread dough again. It's been 1 hour since we first balled and covered the dough, so let's do some folds. Start with an edge, stretch, then fold over the top. On the opposite side, grasp the edge, stretch, and fold again. We want to create an X pattern, grabbing the opposite side each time, then set aside again for 1 hour. Welcome back. It's been an hour, onto another fold. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I like to stick with the even hours. It keeps me on task and I have better follow-throughs. Another hour has passed. It's 3 p.m. now, and another fold is underway. It's 4 p.m. while I do the 4th fold on this dough. Another hour has passed. It's 5 p.m., which calls for yet another fold. It's 6 p.m. and it's the final fold. Here I have a pre-greased bread loaf pan. It's lined with tin foil for an easy removal when the bread is fully baked. Carefully place the dough into the pan. Be gentle with it, not to disturb the air pockets created with 6 hours of folding and rising. Once it's comfy in the pan, leave it covered for 1 hour. This is the final rest. The 1 hour final rest is complete. Now it's time to bake. I have a pair of standard kitchen scissors. It's important to make deep cuts in the dough. Otherwise, it will blow out in unpredictable ways, leaving an ugly-looking loaf. I grease the inside of the tinfoil, covering it completely while tucking down the edge. Bake covered at 425 Fahrenheit for 25 minutes. After 25 minutes of being covered, remove the tinfoil and bake for another 25 minutes at the same temperature. For a total bake time of 50 minutes, the sourdough bread is a golden brown color. It feels lightweight and smells delicious. Take the loaf out of its pan, remove the tinfoil, and let it cool. Don't leave it in its hot pan, otherwise it will sweat, meaning the top will cool while the bottom remains hot, which collects condensation. Now, for the first cut. The crust is crispy, revealing a soft, airy inside. When pressing on the outside, it decompresses very nicely without damaging the shape, which then bounces right back to form. I'm so happy with it.